Mamela ke phakathi sayiqonda msuka ukukhumbuza uba usathetha phantsi kwesibungu. Isibungu sithetha inyani, inyanzelo. Sivana mhlekazi? Understood your worship?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the lunch break as well, Your Worship. Mr. Devu, I hope we'll make a better progress at this afternoon.
Ndiyacinga Mr. Devu ngoku sizawukwazi ukuqhuba kakuhle siqhubekeke sigqithe.
Okay, let's try to stick to the issues.
Masizame uba sihlale okanye siphendule okanye sijongane nale nto sithetha ngayo ngelo xesha.
Okay. Now, we're still busy before leaving the tavern for the initiation school.
Besisephakathi kulaa ndawo ke uba phanda uhambe wena ubheke ebukhwetheni. Mthaphumo? That's right.
If I recall very well, it was part of your testimony when you were led by my learned friend that you had to sort out chewing, or you will help me, congestion at the till point.
Uba uyakhumbula ngexesha ukhokhelwa kuqawam igqwetha lakho uye wazama uncedisana phaa kule ndawo ke ngoku ininethu okanye kule ndawo bekugcwele kuyo uyalungisa uba mhlawumbi uyaphazama. Akaphazama. Cela uthethele phezulu sizovana sonke phaa. That's correct. You're not mistaken. That's correct.
Okay. What was the issue there? Please remind me. What was the issue that necessitated your intervention?
Khandikhumbuze nje kancinci. Yintoni into ebefuna wena ube phaa okanye ibifuna umdla wakho ube phaa okanye eqale umdla wakho?
Ibikuba baninzi kwabantu abathengayo ngexesha elinye.
Alright. It was because there was plenty of people. There was a lot of people buying at the same time.
Congestion at the till point, will that be still correct way to put?
Singatsho ke ugcwele phaa ethilini ngoba ndingayithi xa ndibekelo so kuba kwakho ugcwele phaa ethilini ugcwele phaa.
Siyavumelana.
That's correct.
Good. Now, what was your instruction to the cashiers? I understand that you had some instructions to solve the chaos or congestion at the till point.
Okay. Uye wathini wena kwi-cashiers ezi? Uyakhumbula usombulula le ngxaki uba kugcwele phaa ezithini? Iye yathini wena isisombululo sakho okanye uye wathini kwi-cashiers yakho?
Ndithe mazikhuphele abantu ngaphandle kungagcwali abantu abaninzi abazothenga kwi-till point.
Okay.
Because abazomazi umntu abamthengiselayo uba ungakanani
Okay. I told them they must let some of the people out because of the condition at the till point will then make a confusion where they won't be able to know who are retrieving alcohol.
How many tellers at the time did you have?
Each
One.
was one.
Okay, let's just clarify this point again. If you want us to speak the Queen's language, let's do so and leave the interpreter. Or if you want to utilize the services of the interpreter, please say so and stick to that. Because it can be very confusing, or also on record, because these things may be transcribed.
Mamela ke mhlekazi, cela nje siphinde sibuyele kwindawo enye uba silungisane ngayo. Uzawuthetha nge-English okanye uzawunika uba uncedise okanye ufuna uncedo lwetoli. Ngoba kaloku ngoku asisebenzisani kwaye ke nalo mqishilelo siwenza apha njengesiqishilelo izawuba nengxaki ethubeni ngoba kaloku sisebenzisa amalwimi amabini wena mntu othethayo.
Masithethe ngesiXhosa.
IsiXhosa. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I would ask you at least to afford her a chance to conduct her services.
Ndizawucela ke ukunike ithuba itoliki yenze umsebenzi wayo ke xa funeka wenzile sofuna ulinde.
Okay, you said there were 2 tellers at the time, both operational.
Uthi kwakuthile ezimbini kuzo zombini zasebenza.
Ndithe ndandinethela eyi-1 esikhona ngalaa
Ithini?
mini. Ndandinethela eyi-1 ngalaa mini
Yes.
eyisebenza.
I only had one teller which was operational.
Okay. And that could be the reason for congestion.
So ingaba mhlawumbi sisizathu saloo nto uba kugcwale phaa esithini. That is correct.
And what was your instruction as a solution to the challenge, to the teller?
Wena ke uye wabhekisa wathini na njengesisombululo phaa kwikeshiya yakho uba isisombululo sizawuthini na kule ngxaki ikhoyo yoba kugcwale kangakabhetini.
Ndithe mabaphungule abantu abangaphakathi babamise ngetyhu,
Okay.
abanye babakhuphele ngaphandle.
Okay. I said they must take some of the people or the patients out and they must let them make a queue and they must let the others wait outside or go outside.
Don't you have bouncers?
Awunazi bounce?
Ndinazo.
I do have.
How many did you have that night
That
on
was
duty?
Zazimbini.
There was 2 of them.
Why did not give such instruction to a bouncer? Don't you think it would be more appropriate for the bouncer to do that?
Awucingi uba mhlawumbi uba esisombululo umunaso okanye umsikhupha kuba bekumele uba ibhekiswa kwibhaunsa ngoba nguye umntu mhlawumbi ebezokusemandleni okanye orayithi for ukwenza loo nto uyikhuphileyo eso sicelo sakho.
Ngokwendlela endisebenza ngayo andisebenzi ngolo hlobo. Aba bantu baphaya egeyithini bazibhounsa, they remain at the gate until kuyovalwa.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not how I work, or that's not how we operate. The people which are positioned or that are placed at the gate, they will remain at the gate until close of trading hours.
Because why I'm saying this, if you see so much congestion, especially at the till point, you had even an option to ask your bouncers to get them off so that there is management at your tavern.
Disadvantage because kaloku bekumele kaloku ucela bona uba bancedise kule challenge yayikhona ngelaa xesha yoba bakugcwale phaya bancedisane nawe okanye bancedisane kwesi sicelo sakho usifakileyo uba baphunguke abantu phaa ezithilini.
Ibinokuba licebo elo uba besisebenza ngalaa ndlela, but unfortunately asisebenzi ngalaa ndlela. Aba bantu they have to stand there. If ndifuna abantu bokundi-assista outside, fune umntu azo-assista kuloo ndawo xa kunyanzelekile.
Alright. That would be good advice, or maybe the work, the trading of work. But unfortunately, that's not how we work. Those people will remain there by the gate until we close business. If I am in need of any assistance, I will call from outside, or I will call people from outside to assist in whichever specific place which I want them to assist in.
Was Diko one of the 2 bouncers that you mentioned and on duty that night?
uDiko wayengomnye wezibhawunsers wayekhona wayephangela wayesebenza kwabusuku. That's right.
I'm asking again precisely the very same question against the background and her testimony before this court that she approached you for additional bouncers given the capacity that night.
Ndiyaphinda ndiyabuyela ubungqina bakhe abamnikileyo apha uDiko esithi wathetha nawe ecela uncedo okanye mhlawumbi bekhona ezinye ibhawunsers ezingenayo okanye ezizoninzi ngobona abantu uninzi lwabantu.
Ayikho lona.
There's no such.
But yourself, you do talk of the capacity or at least congestion at the till point, which as part of the solution, you said they must be taken away. Perhaps they can go and buy liquor from the nearby taverns.
Kwa into ethethayo wena uthetha ngokwakho uba kwakugcwele phaa ezithaveni wathi makakhutshwe noba bahambe bayothenga ezinye iithaveni.
Ndandiyazi uba bakhutshelwe ngaphandle bazawuhamba bazolinda into ithuba elide bazawuthenga kwezinye indawo, of which loo nto leyo worked.
That is correct, because really these people went to buy at other places. And it worked for me because they never came back. Because I knew that they won't be able to wait long to buy.
Is it not strange? Because these are the people you are making business out of sale of liquor, and these are people who were there to bring business. Why would you get them off your premises?
Culture. And
If you say there was no congestion, the tavern was within capacity.
Njengowena usenza okanye usebenza ngowuthengisa utywala okanye yinto ekungenelayo okanye uhlobo osebenza ngayo oziphilisa ngayo bekusenze into ngokuzawuthi abanye abantu mabakhutshelwe ngaphandle. Mna ngumphandle Ityala indima ayidlalileyo kuloo nto.
Do you remember? Oh,
Ndiyakhumbula ke.
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay. Would you care to repeat before this part so that we can engage on that?
Ungaphinde mhlawumbi ukuyiphinde loo nto ubuyithethile sizokwazi mhlawumbi ungena kuyo kuloo nto.
Ndithe uCaptain Swart lo.
uCaptain Swart. Yeah.
noCaptain Nkume.
Nguni?
Captain Nkume.
Nkume.
Yeah. Nkume. Zange babaxelele kakuhle ukuba i-admission of guilt fine lamali.
Zange babaxelele kakuhle uba i-admission of guilt fine. All right. Yes.
Bathi kubo.
Yes, that is correct. I said Captain Swart and Captain Nkume did not inform them that this money that they were going to pay was admission of guilt.
Did you were present, sir?
No.
No.
So what you are about to tell the court is hearsay.
So le nto uzayongeza okanye ufuna uyiveza ngundiva.
Angondiva.
It's not hearsay.
But you were not present when Captain Swart was interacting with these two employees. Or were you present?
Kaloku ubungekho ngeli xesha uCaptain Swart athetha nabantu bakho abasebenzi bakho. Okanye ubukhona?
Ngeke.
I was not there.
So is that not hearsay?
Kaloku ayingondiva lo.
Ayiyo hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
Why do you say so?
Kutheni usithi ayingondiva?
Because they came to me asking for an advice.
Okay. Because they came to me for an advice to get or for me to pay this money that they've been charged with.
And you heard this from them.
That's correct. I heard it.
And you were not present.
I was not present
during the interaction.
Yes.
For your information, that will be hearsay.
Ubungekho xesha uCaptain athetha naye wena baze kuwo bazokuxelela loo nto kaloku ngundiva uva ngabo ubungekho ngeli xesha uCaptain athetha naye.
Mandiphinde ndimlungisa again.
Let me correct you again.
Baze kum not bezondixelela into etwayo beze kum ngenjongo zokufumana imali. They have to tell me the truth bakwenzeke ntoni phaya. Why bona befuna ukubhatala le mali? And I asked them why nina nicinga ukubhatala le mali? Bandixelela uba why ndifuna ukubhatala imali bona. Ndathi kubo bandiqhatha abanxelela. Ayikho ndinanxelela. The truth apha is that nibhatala admission of guilt fine, of which mna andizokwazi ukubhatala laa nto leyo. We rather go siyofuna igqwetha siyome court. That's all.
The reason why I'm saying it's not hearsay, they did not come and tell me. They came to tell me that they were supposed to pay an amount of money. So they came for this money which I must give to them. I said, I won't give you that money to pay that money because these people misled you guys. it does not tell you the truth. Because this money, it's an admission of guilt. We rather go to court to trial, get an attorney, and go to trial. But we will not pay that money.
Sir, you were not there when Captain Swart was interacting with your 2 employees.
Did she?
Yes, that's what I said.
And because of that, whatever you hear of that interaction between Swart and these 2 employees is hearsay to you, because it's something that you heard from the 2 employees.
Mina ndisithi ngumdiva ndiyaxelwa ngumdiva lowo ngoba ngeli xesha abandisebenzi bakho bathetha okanye badibene noswara awukho wena. So loo nto awuyivanga, akho nto uyivileyo ethethwa nguswarti kubo okanye uswarti ayibhekisa kubo. Wena uve ngabo besiza kuwe. Yile nto ndimile ndisithi ngumdiva.
Ungema ke utsho wena uthi ungundiva xa uthethayo.
Yes, it is.
Utsho wena. Ayaphinda utsho.
That's what you say. It's fine then if you say it.
Just to give you a hint, say, if I was misleading you, your attorney would have long jumped up and objected. She definitely agrees with me.
Jonga ke ndixele into. Uyabona ke uba bendikulahlekisa okanye bendithetha into engeyiyo, igqwetha lakho kakudala liphakamile lithi hayi linqandi uba hayi ayikho le uyithethayo okanye iyalilahlekisa. Niyaqonda kakudala ephakamile. Sorry?
Ndiyavumelana naye.
Yes, I do agree with you.
Thank you, sir. Now, so therefore you have no right, you cannot comment on the veracity of the conversation between Captain Swart and the 2 employees, because you are not there.
Wena ke awukwazi ukuhlomla okanye ube khona into oyithethayo okanye oyifakayo oyongezayo kwinto ibithethwe nguCaptain Swart nabasebenzi bakho ababini ngoba ubungekho.
Ndinelungelo lokuhlomla.
I do have the right.
Okay. In jealousy of time, sir, I will just proceed. These 2 employees, are you still in conversations with them?
Siyabona.
We see each other.
I saw one of them outside. Will you call them as your witnesses?
That's correct. Yes.
What do you want her or him to say before this court?
Yintoni le ufuna azoyithetha apha kule nkundla loo mntu uzambiza?
Andizokwazi ukuba yintoni na. Nizawuva xa bekhwele apha ixesha bantwana bezothetha.
I won't be able to narrate that to you or to tell you that. You will only hear when those people are taking the stand. Then you will hear what they have to say. I am standing here now.
Is there anything that new that you can't say it yourself, but you must wait for them to say?
Are you?
There's nothing.
I'm going to answer you when you ask me. I won't let them answer for me. I will answer you because I am here.
I've asked you to stick to your Xhosa vernacular, sir. Stop the King's language. You're confusing the record. I've asked you. Or for that matter, we can proceed in English.
Thetha umbini elubuthe uzaqhuba ngayo isiXhosa uyeke umane ubheka kwi-English okanye isilungu. Into yenzayo apha uphazamisana nerekhodi lo mthushulelo siwenzayo apha. Okanye xa ukwazi uqhuba nge-English masiqhube nge-English akho ngxaki. Apologies.
When last did you see Diko?
Umgqibeleni umbona uDiko.
After the incident.
Emveni kweminye isiganeko.
Umbona ngalami into esuka bekhona. The last time I was here in court.
The last time when I appeared in court.
Did you see her between her appearance in court and the incident?
uye wamphinda wambona emveni kweminye esiganeko kwaze kwaza uba le mini idibana apha ekhoti wawubuke wambona
amatyeli andidibenanga naye apha ekhoti kaloku ugqibela kwam ukuze ekhoti ebengekho yena apha ekhoti ndidibene naye elokishini ngalaa mini
No, not here in court. But on the same day when I was coming from court, I saw her at the location.
At the location?
A location.
Location?
Yes.
Is she still your employee?
No.
No.
Why not?
Go back to
The business value.
the business is closed.
But I understood you to say you have another business. You even mentioned the name.
Which name?
Ubuke wathi ke unayo enye ishishini onayo. Uthe wabiza negama na?
Unkhumbuli.
I don't recall that.
Unkhumbuli.
Let me remind you, you indicated that when you went for initiation school, you also had to visit another business you had. Did you not have another business? I mean, please.
Ubungenayo elinye ishishini ngoba ungathi uthe ngexesha ubuhamba ubheka phaa ebukhosini.
Beningenalo elinye bendinezinye.
I did not have one, but I had many of them.
So you had other businesses?
I had then, not now.
Okay. So they are all closed?
So zonke zivalile ke amashishini akho?
Kaloku abantu bawo bathethe ebheka bebengengowam lawa bengareya.
Yes, the people took it back from me because it was not my own, but I was renting from them.
So is Xoliswa Duma as well as Kamlana Sivile? There are no more your employees?
Noxoliswa noSivuyile nabo bayekile uphangela abasaphangeli.
Abasandiphangeli.
That's correct, no longer my employees.
But you remain in touch with them to a point that they are going to be your witness.
Kodwa ke uhleli ke udibana nabo uthetha nabo bade babe ngabanina wakho.
Andihlalanga ndithetha nabo ndiyile mna kubo.
No, I'm not in contact, but I was the one that actually went to them.
Why did you not go to Diko as well?
Akho nto ibimfuna yena. Akho nto ibimfuna yena apho ekhotha lapha.
She was not needed to my side here in court.
Why not? Diko was instrumental. She was a bouncer. One of the two only bouncers that night.
Ngoba kutheni ngoba kaloku uDiko kaloku wayephambelela ngala mini kwaye ke enye ibhouncer njengoba kwakukho ibhouncer ezimbini wayenye yazo.
The information esifunayo esiniphiwe lapha ekhoti ayidibananga naye, therefore ayinguyedwa umsebenzi wakho apha. Baninzi abanye abasele bebendisebenzela abangekhoyo apha njengayo.
Okay. She's not a person or one of my employees which I can call because there's plenty other employees which can say the same thing which happened. There's no need for me to take her. Because there's other employees which are not also my witnesses which were present on that night.
How was your relations with Ms. Diko?
We have good relations.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Sure.
There is no animosity at all or hostility between the two.
Akho nto mhlawumbe nibambene nayo okanye ningavisisana ngayo okanye imvisiswana engekho ntle phakathi kwethu.
Ayikho.
No, not at all.
Even with your wife?
Naye nomfazi wakho?
Ayikho.
It was my wife.
For how long had she been working for your business before this date of incident?
Lixesha engadala noDiko ephangela kwakho phambi kwenzeke le nto okanye nesiganeko.
Bekudala mangiphangela kuqhasa aphinda saba nayo ibreak waphinda wabuya.
She's been working for me for a very long time. But there was a break in between, but then she came back again.
Okay. How long approximately did she work for you?
Khawuqeqelelise uba mhlawumbi wasebenza ixesha elingakanani.
4 years, 5 years?
Asithi 4 years, 5 years.
Andiqondi uba ugqibe unyaka mani.
I don't think that she's completed 1 year.
Because ibhizinesi nayo nayo
It is
after i-renovation ithathe only 7 months yama.
because after my business was renovated, the business only operated for like 7 months, then it was closed.
I'm asking you these questions, especially on your relations, given the testimony, her testimony in your presence before this court.
Imibuzo ke angisukela phaa kwizinto azithethileyo yena okanye ubungqina abunithileyo phambi kwale nkundla ukhona.
1, she confirmed that there were children attending that tavern.
Okokuqala utshilo okanye ungqinile into uba ngalaa babekhona abantwana phaa eTavern eNyobeni.
Uthi
Yes, she did say that.
Do you agree with that legal piece of testimony?
Uyangqinelana nayo kule ndawo obungqina bakhe nje obuya bungqina uyangqinelana nayo?
angqinana nayo.
No. I don't agree with that.
So she's also lying.
So now uyaxoxa.
Isho.
That's yes.
Let's proceed. She says, at times as bouncers, they would refuse admission or access to certain children, given their looks, youthful youth, underage.
Uthe apha ngamanye amaxesha baye babangavavumeli abantwana okanye abantu phaya egeyithini xa bebona uba mhlambi ubuso okanye umntu usemtsha bangamvumeli uba angene.
Before you answer, let me complete. And then she says, these children would complain and report them to yourself or Mrs. Ndevu.
Uye waqhubeka wathi abantwana ke ngoku baye bahambe bayokhalaza okanye bayobaripota kuwe okanye umama uNdevu.
And she says, you would then overturn their decision and allow these children access into the tavern.
Esithi emveni koko wena ke uye ugqithe kwesaa sigqibo basithathileyo bona phaa uba abantwana mabangangeni. Wena uyijike loo nto uthi mabangene.
Do you remember, at least just remember that part?
Uyakhumbula nje?
Ndiyamkhumbula wayetsho lapha kwathi.
Yes, I do recall her.
Was she lying as well?
Nalapho wayexoka naye.
Wayexoka.
That's correct, she was lying. It was also lying.
She goes on further to say that Enyobeni Tavern, the target market was children, the underage. Sorry.
Uye waqhubeka wathi phaya abantu ababephaya okanye mazithi abantu abebehlala phaa okanye bebahamba phaa yayingabantwana abaninzi phaa kulaa tavern eNyobeni.
Did you hear that part?
Ndimvile
Ungile
sisho.
sithi? Yes, I did hear.
Was she again lying?
Nakhona ebephinde waxoka nalapha xa esethi.
Bexoka.
Yes, she was.
Now, why would she be lying on these matters? Especially in view and in the context of your answer to hostility-free relations between yourself and Ms. Tiko.
Mama, kutheni ucinga uba angafika nje azothetha ubuxoki ngawe nenkosikazi yakho? Kulaa nto ubuyithethile uba imvisiswano apha phakathi kwenu ibintle, akho nto nibambene ngayo okanye akho ngxabano iphakathi kwenu eninayo. Kutheni ke ngoku azavela zomapha zoxoxa?
Andiyazi.
I do not know.
Don't you find it strange that such a person, more so you have afforded her employment opportunity in this lifetime, especially in South Africa. Now, all of a sudden, she turns against you and your wife. Is that not strange?
Akuba mhlawumbi yinto nje engaqhelekanga engavakaliyo oqonda umntu omnike umsebenzi njengesilapha umnike umsebenzi yintoni ke okwazi kwenza lokho ajikele wena nenkosikazi yakho?
Strange.
It is strange.
Did you have underage children that night? I mean, let's face the truth now.
Mamela
In your tavern.
make sithethe inyama sitshwaye nenyama babekhona abantwana phaya ebebe-underage bephantsi kweminyaka i-18 phaa kwakho etavern kwakho.
Babengekho.
They were not children under 18 on my camera.
Are you certain about that?
Qinisekile.
I am. I'm certain.
Let me tell you, of the 21 deceased children, 18 of them were underage. I'm talking about the deceased now, who were picked up by police authorities. Of the 21, 18 of them were all underage.
Masibuyela phambi.
18.
Kwabantwana basoloko phaya abaphaya bafunela phaya. By-18 abantwana phaya, abantwana abancinci abaphantsi kwe-age eyi-18, abantwana abafika baqokelelwa okanye batholwa ngamapolisa phaya.
Okay, I will afford you an opportunity just to have a look on what is contained in the police. Just to have a look and take time. Look at the ages of I'm talking now about the deceased.
Sicela ke ngoku ukujongela. Sicela ke ngokwexwebhu ke ngoku.
On the charge sheet is only 10 underage. On the charge sheet, yes, Your Worship.
No, Your Worship, is correct. This is what is on the charge sheet. But it was just a sampling of those, not in totality. It was just a sampling. Yes, it was just a sampling, but the actual record reveals 18 of the 21. I have the document in front of me.
Ixwebhu eli ke ngoku uzisela Mr. Swap. Ixwebhu eli njalo kukho abantwana abayi-21 phaya abasweleka phaya. Kuthiwa phaya yi-18 yonke engaphansi kweminyaka i-18 abantwana abancinci. Kwela xwebhu zikhona zimakishiwe zimakishwe green ngabo bonke abo ke sithetha abantwana abancinci.
Okay, did you have a look just to have a look on the
Yangibonile?
Yes, I did have a look.
Now, and I must say I admire our progress this afternoon.
Ndiyafuna uncoma uba hayi siyaqhuba kodwa
We're really making inroads.
siyayenza into.
And you are, and this is your virtue, which I respect, that there were no underage children at the tavern. This is what you say.
Wena umile kwinto zithethelelanayo usithi uba wena kwakungekho bantwana phaya abaphantsi kweminyaka i-18.
On the other side, Diko says there were children. That night, that tavern was full of children.
Kwenye icala uDiko uthi laa tavern yayigcwele abantwana abancinci kuba busuku.
And the police record reveals of the 21 that died, 18 of the deceased picked from the inside of the tavern were 18.
Ixwebhu eli lapha kwidokethi lamapolisa liyabonisa apha kwabantwana basishiyayo bayi-21 i-18 yabo babe ngabantwana abaphantsi kweminyaka eyi-18 abantwana abatshwane abayorhuqwa okanye bayothathwa phakathi phaya kwakho eyadini okanye kwii-premises zakho beyothathwa khona abantwana.
How do you reconcile this contradiction?
Andixelele ke ngoku uyithethelela njani uthini ngoku kwezi zinto ezintathu zithethwayo zingafani?
Umcimbi odibene nabantwana ndizawuphendula ndithi ngexesha elipha enyobeni abekho abantwana.
In regards to the children, I will answer you that the time when I was at Enyobeni, there was no children there at the time.
Which time now are you referring to?
Uthetha ngobani amaxesha ke ngoku?
Ukusukela kusasa uyoma ngo12:30.
12:30.
Yeah, so ekuseni Sunday morning.
From the morning, right up at 12:30, the early hours of the morning, which is the following day, Sunday.
Till 12:30.
Until 12:30.
Yeah.
That's correct.
But not only Diko saying by Sina, who said upon her arrival, she was confronted with children. This is what she puts on her statement. Inside your time and say. We can go to her statement.
Incediswa yintoni? Incediswa yinto ethetha nguSinalo ngoba noSinalo uthi ngexesha afika phaa ekhaya ubhale phaa kwistatement sakho uthi phaya wafika kuthe kugcwele abantwana phaa.
Andiyazi into ethethwa nguNalo Mthizane xa izoxoxa kwikhoti.
I do not
Because
know.
kudala ndisithi bonke zawitnesses zazibizwe ngapha sazoxoxa kwikhoti.
Like I said, I do not know what was the reason for Nalo to come and testify or lie about that. And like I previously said, all these witnesses that came to testify came to mislead the court because they were lying.
But even Tijolo is underage. You were 16 at the time, who bought liquor at your place and freely drank with a peers. She is also lying.
So Tijolo, lo eneminyaka eyi-16 wathenga utshwala phaa kwakho wasela nje ekhululekile. Naso uyaxoka.
Utyityola ndimazi
I don't
and
know.
andikhumbule ethenga tywala kwatyiwa.
And I don't recall Tijolo buying alcohol from my friends.
But he testified here that you were present.
Utitolo benika unina uhleli
His name is Lizalise Tijolo.
kulizalise Tijolo igama lakhe.
Andikhumbuli kakuhle.
I don't recall properly.
Even Sinemihlali Haba, who was 17 years at the time.
Nosinalo imbasi
Sinemihlali.
sinemihlali naye ngela xesha wayena-17 ngela xesha.
Kodwa ke utshilo ngumlomo wakhe uSinalo. Wathi yena wayeyazi uba akakhangeleki ngokungathi mncinci ukhangeleka emdala, that's why wayeyile phayana.
Okay. She says with her own words that the reason why I got to go there is because by her appearance doesn't seem that she's a young or she's youth. So that's why she actually went.
The fact of the matter is these were underage children at your place.
Into esimenzayo uba okufalayo abantwana babe ngaphansi kweminyaka eyi-18 ingabantwana abancinci bephaya kwakho.
And I'm asking these questions against the evidence of Ms. Diko, who says your business Enyobeni targeted underage. That was the target market.
Ndiphinde ndibuyele phaa okanye le mitha ndibuyele phaa koonina kaDiko wayesithi wena abantu ababehamba phaa kwakho okanye abantu wawubafuna phaa ngabantwana abancinci ababephantsi kweminyaka eyi-18 wena ufuna abo bantu phaa kwakho.
Ingaba kufuneka ndiphinde ndithi uDiko uyaxoka.
Must I then repeat it again that Diko is lying?
I put to you there is no reason that the Dugo is lying, and her evidence does not stand alone. It is corroborated by other evidence, including the police evidence, which shows of the children who were underage, deceased, picked up from your premises.
Ndizawuthi ke ndicela ke nakuba akho sizathu uba uDiko azoxoka apha kwaye akuxoki ngoba into ayithethayo iyahambelana. Akuye yedwa othetha loo nto ini, ziyahambelana okanye bukhona obunye obungqina obumncedisayo obuthetha kwale nto ihambelana nayo ayithethileyo ubungqina bakhe. Masithi ne-statement okanye izinto amaxwebhu apha kwidokhethi lamapolisa, ngoba phaya abantwana abaqholwa phaya besishiyile kwabantwana bayi-28 ngabantwana abaneminyaka ephantsi kwe-18.
Mandiphinde ndizame ukulungisa kakuhle. La amapolisa wakho zange enze investigation. Aqhola abantu asebefika sebeswelekile athi bebeselapha knowing very well babefika ngabo bafika batyhutse egeyithini bangena ngaphakathi bafika bafa.
Okay, all right. Let me tell you, your police did not investigate anything. They only came there to pick up children that were already deceased on the scene, children that came drunk and then died on my premises. That's the children they went to pick up, knowing very well that they should not.
Deceased underage children picked up from your premises, Enyobeni Tavern.
Abantwana abacholwa kwakho ababha ngaphansi kweminyaka eyi-18 becholwa kwakho kwithaveni yakho eNyobeni.
Babecholwa pha kodwa they never bought alcohol there. They never drank there. They came in after 1 o'clock drunk already.
Yes. Bafika. Amapolisa abachola pha kwam abantwana bafike zange bathenge utywala kwam, zange basele utywala kwam. Bantwana bafike emveni ko-1 befika benxilile pha kwam.
You talk as if again you were there and you know each and every child that died there. This one bought, this one did not buy, this one came from. You talk as if you were there, yet on the other side you say you were at Ebakweteni.
All right. Mother.
Hi.
All right, wait.
We apologize for that slight interruption.
All right. Kwakhona indlela ophendula ngayo, indlela othetha ngayo, uthetha njengomntu ebephaya ngelaa xesha usithi abantu abazali basele phaa engathi uyayazi wena ubani wathenga phaa, ubani wayesela phaa, kodwa wawusebukakhwetheni indlela othethayo, kodwa uphinde uthethe ingathi wawuphaa.
Ndimke phaa nge12:15 to 12:30 ekuseni on Sunday morning ndisiya ebakwetheni, and none of the deceased was there ngelaa xesha.
I repeat, I left the place, or you may be my place, at 12:15 to 12:30 in the early hours of the morning to go to work, to evacuate. And again, when I left the premises, the children were not there.
Are you suggesting you know each and every patron who was there at the time shortly before you left the property? Who was he? This one was here, his name is so and so, this one was here, his name, and he came and arrived at this time? Is that what you suggested for this court to believe?
Wena phambi wami ubumazi wonke lo muntu ebepha kwakho, ubumazi uba lona ngubani, uneminyaka enga, ungubani bani waphi, ufuna lonke ikholwe loo nto, uba phambi wambe wena ubazi bonke abantu bashiye phaa.
Andibazi bonke abantu bephaa.
I do not know all of them that was at my place.
Did you see all the patrons, in particular the deceased ones, shortly before you left?
Wababonile abantwana basishiyayo abapha phamba uhambe phaa kwakho.
Zange ndabona.
I never saw them.
You also said you did not see Kijolo, Lizalise Kijolo.
Uthi zangibona noJijolo, nje zangibona.
Zange ndibona.
No, I never saw it.
Therefore, you cannot dispute the fact that he says he is underage, he was 16 and he bought liquor. If you contest, how would you contest that?
Awukwazi uyiphikisa kule nto ayithethayo uba ngelaa xesha wayeneminyaka eyi-16 wangena phaa wathenga utywala wasela ekhululekile. Awukwazi uyiphikisa loo nto. Uzayiphikisa njani? Ngoba kaloku uthi awuyazi, awumazi wonke umntu owayephaa kwakho.
Kodwa ndiyaqiniseka uba abasebenzi babo uba bebemazi bamncinci ngengazange bamnteza umntwana ngebebemkhuphile, because ipolisi yethu every court okusebenza phaa uyayazi uba akathengisi umntwana neminyaka engaphantsi kwe-18 and ukhutshwa phandle.
Okay. But if my staff members knew that he was underage, he was going to be taken out, because that's a policy, and my staff members know that we do not sell alcohol to under 18, and he was going to be taken out.
Are you talking about police as well as Ramlana?
Bonke abasebenzi bam, including laba baba egeyithini.
But in particular, are you talking or including Xoliswa Duma as well as Ramlana?
Including uDiko. Uyayazi ukufuna umntwana abangenzi egeyithini.
Yes, including Diko, because they know or she knows that there are no children to enter the premises under 18.
But these are people who have paid admission of guilt. In other words, they have acknowledged their guilt. If you talk of Xoliswa Duma as well as Ramlana, they have accepted their guilt, unlike you.
Abantu ngabantu ababhatale admission of guilt. Loo nto ithetha uba bayavuma ityala eli balibekwayo okanye loo nto balibekwa lona. Not abafuni nawo wena mntu uphikayo.
Uxoliswa Duma noSeviwe Ramlana, they were misled by Captain Swart lo Captain Wu into paying imali abangayazi uba yeyantoni.
Okay. And they were misled, the two, by Captain Swart and Kume, because they did not know what money are they paying.
You want us to go back there, but let me ask you just one question. I will move on. You say they were misled in paying, and then they paid.
All right, so muzo one. Uthi bama mislead you, andicho? Baxoxiselwe bayibhatala kodwa imali. Andicho? Yes.
And as their former boss, you are convinced really that Captain Swart misled poor people.
Wena ke njengomphathi wabo uqinisekile kuwe ihlelo loo nto uba bona balahlekiswa uCaptain Swart. Sendicela abantu abazifokolelayo.
Ndiqinisekile because they never sold alcohol to any underage kid there.
Yes, I am convinced, because they never sold any alcohol to any underage.
If there is such a conviction, did they file any complaint, formal complaint against Captain Swart? Because Captain Swart is subjected to an authority, so as mine.
Alright, kule nto kangoku mhlawumbi ke kuthiwa babekwa ityala bebhatala loo mali, sikhona isikhalazo siye sathi gqi, ngoba kaloku kuthiwa kaloku uCaptain Swart nguye lo baxokiseleyo. Sikhona isikhalazo siye savela, ngoba kaloku naye uCaptain Swart unabo abangaphezulu kwakhe, njengam ndinabo abangaphezulu kwam. Xa kukho isikhalazo siya kwabaphathi.
Asikho.
There's no complaint.
Why not? I mean, these are people who've been misled.
Uthini mle isikhalazo? Anditsho.
Andiyazi abazama ukuthini bengakhalaza.
I do not know why.
Yourself as their former boss, did you, when this came to your attention, with this energy that I see you talk about this misleading, did you lay a charge against Mr. Captain Swart that this captain detective is misleading people? Did you? Now, I'm asking you now.
I did not.
Why not?
Andibonanga sizathu soba ndiyenze loo nto.
I did not see a reason why to do that, to lay a complaint.
Why? Yeah, you see your former employees being misled.
Ngoba kutheni?
And you see captains who are keeping, from the beginning of the strike, he's been sitting next to the prosecutor.
I did not see a need for me to do that.
Why
andiyenzanga
not?
loo nto. Andibonanga sizathu soba ndiyenze, andiyenzanga loo nto. Kuba akho sizathu soba ndiyenze. Ayindifuni.
I did not see the need, and I don't feel that it had anything to do with me. So
Yeah.
that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, but here you're mentioning it with the energy of misleading to a point that we had to argue about hearsay.
Because uCaptain Swart okanye wena uza nayo apha ecourt as evidence. I here to correct it.
It's because you and yourself and Captain Swart are only bringing it now to court. So I had to answer you, or to clear it.
No, but it's public knowledge that your employees paid admission of guilt. And even at the payment, when they came to approach the magistrate's court for payment, Captain Swart was not there. He was not in their company. Do you know that?
Okusalayo kwabasebenzi bakho ke bayibhatala okanye bazivumele ityala ke kwaye ke nangexesha bazapha ezinkundleni bazobhatala okanye bazomela loo nto khange uCaptain Swart bekhona ayengekho yayazi loo nto
Ngeyazi ngeke.
I don't know. You were
In other words, they freely approached the East London Magistrates Court and did the payment free of the misleading Captain Swart.
bazisele bekhululekile benganyanzelanga bazisele apha kule court bafika apha kule nkundla bazozibhatalela ungekho uCaptain Swart lo wena uthi ebebalahlekisa okanye ebebaxokisela engekho bazenzele ngokwabo bazozibhatalela.
Because kaloku besebexokisiwe already and they were convinced bubuxoki into yobana laa ndizabanceda nabahamba bayobhatala.
It's because they were already convinced and they believed that by paying this, it's going to help them.
You say you told them that you are going to hire an attorney. Did I hear you well?
Ne,
That's correct.
So you told them.
ne.
Yes.
For your information, these documents, at the bottom, it also indicates right for a legal representation. Just for your information.
Yabonakala kodwa phaya liyatsho phaya ke phaya emazantsi la mibhalo mincinci phaa uba unalo ilungelo lokufuna igqwetha okanye ube nalo igqwetha elokumelayo iyayicacisa phaa.
So in other words, they did not get this legal opinion from the Enyobeni manager. They also got it from the captain.
Loo nto obaba bafuna igqwetha okanye bafuna igqwetha okanye igqwetha okanye bekhona abayifumenanga kumphathi wabo waseNyobeni noCaptain Swart wabacacisela loo nto wabaxelela ezo nkcukacha.
I-level of understanding yomntu ngamnye i-infonywa yi-level of education yaloo mntu. Maybe bayibonile laa nto and did not understand it because ibhalwe ngelanguage abangayivayo bona. Then lixanduva likaCaptain Swart ke ngoku laa mntu banikayo uba abafundele ngelanguage abayiva bhetele bazokwazi uyiva.
Okay. The level of understanding of you understanding something would be coming from the level of education that you have. Because there is a possibility that they might see that it is stated in the document, but it was probably not explained to them in the language which they prefer or which they understand. So that's why they did not have the knowledge.
For your information, Mr. Ndevu, the person who did the explanation is a certain Sergeant Nacha, not Captain Swart.
Captain Nacha owenza okanye obacacisela yonke laa nto ibhalwe.
He speaks Xhosa.
Uthetha isiXhosa yayingenguye kodwa uCaptain Swart.
What level are you talking about now?
So sithetha ngeyiphi level ke?
The person endimaziyo mna owayedisene nabo uCaptain Swart noCaptain Kum andimazi lo mselayo kulo.
The person or the people I know that dealt with him
It might happen. Okay.
is Captain Swart and Kum.
It might happen bathetha nabo kuqala, then wacelwa laa mntu uba makabasayinise amaphepha njengoba nakum kwenzeke ngolo hlobo.
It might have happened that they first consulted or spoke to those people, then they asked that third party or that person to make them sign this paper.
You were not
Just the
present.
same,
Okay.
it happened with me.
Again, you were not present. I nearly said advocate Ndebe.
Kodwa ngexesha iye isenzeka kum emva kwabo yenzeka ngale ndlela ndithetha ngayo. Umntu owayendibetha iminwe nowayendisayinisa amaphepha, it was somebody else owayephuma bizwe phaa eofisini, but abantu endisithetha nabo kuqala yayingabo boyi-2, Captain Swart nokapteni Guma, kulaa office isezantsi. Then after ke ngoku ndandipheliswa kulaa office iphezulu ndasayina khona.
It happened the same way it happened to me, like I'm saying, that I spoke with Captain Swart and Kume. Then afterwards I was taken upstairs to an office where my fingerprints were taken. So it happened exactly to them the same way it happened to me. Because I was consulting with them in another office downstairs.
Okay. Thank you, Worship. At this stage, the time is 25 minutes past 3. I don't want to start, I'm about to proceed on another item. I don't want to start something now knowingly I will not finish. You know, it's a completely tomorrow. I would simply urge that if possible we commence at as early as 9 o'clock. If it's possible.
Okay, people, looks like we're going to adjourn for the day at this stage. We will be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Mama nagrethi sizawuke sinoma ngoku for imini lena usuku lethu lihlelile kodwa inkundla ifuna apha ngomsasa ngo-9 belapha.
Thank you very much.
Ankosi khenhle kakhulu ngaphi ngibuyela phakathi.